Hi and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Hi.
Hi. So I've got Cheryl Chase, who is an Emmy award-winning voiceover actress. And then I have Maria Capp, who is a director, a writer, a filmmaker, a teacher, a producer, who has done all the things. And the big news right now is Cheryl's huge project, which is Schmitty's Circuit. Can you tell everybody a little bit about that project? And then, where did this idea even come from?
Oh, well, Schmitty Circuit it came from my creative genius, Rachel. No. Schmitty Circuit is about the quirky Culpepper family. We have Martha Culpepper, who is a 90-year-old narcissist, boozy old broad who's bedridden. You never hear her. You never see her. You only hear her through a baby monitor. And then her daughter, Carol Culpepper, who's my character, she's a washed-up has-been 90s cartoon star. When she's not telemarketing, she's bitterly, resentfully taking care of Martha, who doles out her monthly allowance checks that she gets from her golden child, Calvin Culpepper, who is Carol's brother. There's been sibling rivalry through the whole relationship with them. And because Calvin is cannot do any wrong in Martha's eyes. He's a level-headed guy, but he tends to date psychopathic women. And you'll see all about that in the show. And then you have Jason Culpepper, which is Carol's son. And he is a bumbling magician. And what happened? One day he was practicing a magic trick and it bombed. But in the middle of the night, this toy robot of Carol's comes to life and fixes breakfast for the family the next day. And mayhem ensues. So the robot is Schmitty. Schmitty is a snarky yet lovable, 4-foot tall robot who is their butler, who is Jason's wingbot, I should say, and Carol's social media manager. So Schmitty is a Renaissance robot.
How could
did any of these right? Number one, did any of these characters come from your real life, or are you not at liberty to say? And then number two, repeat that this is a live action show. This is not a cartoon, and this is not necessarily made for children, right?
No, not made for children. It has sex in it. But
PG-13. I mean, according to today's standards, if we had to rate it.
Yeah. Coming from me, I would never do the raunchy stuff that's out there. The language is a little salty. So no, this is not for kids per se. I've been in the kid world for 30 years. I want to say F every once in a while. So.
Well, and you cast yourself in it, right?
Yeah,
so did you, while writing it and creating it, is that who you envisioned the whole time was yourself?
Yeah, actually, yes. Because I want to branch out into the on-camera world. I've been 30 years cloistered in a recording booth in a studio. So I want to spread my wings.
So Maria, what about this project? I know you and Cheryl have been friends for years, but what about this project were you like, yes, let's do this?
Well, first of all, Cheryl, right? So there has been times in our past where she and I talked about, I've tried to bring her into my world on camera. And so I know that that's at the core, her desire to have that opportunity and my relatability with that really not working out, waiting for someone to give it to you. So instead you create it yourself. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm not just saying it. The writing is really good. Cheryl, you heard her just describe it, and we're sitting here laughing. And I hope your audience who listens will get like her passion and emphatic, crazy, zany imagination that she's created. And then I'm going to say, the other things that attracted me to this is that the writing is it's three-dimensional, the characters. They're not two-dimensional. They're not stereotypical in any way. It really is very fresh and new, has not been done before. And these are characters that I think people are going to fall in love with and want to see what happens next. And then I like stories that are told from transition. So we have a transition for Carol Culpepper, the main character, which is played by Cheryl. And her transition is a resurgence. Like, who is she and how does she fit in to the world she is in as a mother who's taking care of her aging mother, and a mother who's single mother who has her 30-year-old son who's really like not really cutting it. And as a parent, you want your child to cut it and be autonomous. And you want to like do your own thing and have freedom. And yet here she is tied down. Plus there's sibling rivalry with the brother. And so they're three-dimensional, and it's an intergenerational story that everyone can relate with. So there's that with a hook. It's told in a funny, unpredictable, different way that we haven't seen yet. So, and this is a web series. So yeah, those are the reasons why. And I just doesn't she look great on camera right now?
She's amazing. Honestly, I can't wait to see this. I'm so excited. You guys start to shoot next month, right? So let's talk about the Kickstarter, because you decided, okay, let's get this project funded and we're just going to keep the momentum going forward, right? Like, you have a shoot date, you have a start date, and you're at halfway to your goal, which is incredible. So congratulations for that. Well, and I love this concept of not waiting to be greenlit anymore. We live in a world where we don't have to have someone say, okay, I pick you, I shelf you, right? Maybe you next year, if you can give me somebody else to be in this film. Like, we don't have to do that anymore. You can stay true to your project and your voice. And we don't have to necessarily answer to other people for distribution. There's so many other ways to distribute. So Cheryl, is that empowering to you? Is this scary to you to be in this new world of, I'm going to fund this myself and do it myself?
Nah. No, yeah. Yes, it is. It's new territory. I mean, 6 months ago I was this voiceover actor, and now I have all these people working for me. I have lovely Maria who's by my side through this whole thing. Our creative team and our cast and crew are phenomenal, and I can't believe that they're all under the Cheryl Chase umbrella. So I'm very, very thrilled with everything.
So I just want to add though, Rachel, if I could. So Cheryl does have a team, right? And so I came onto the project within 12 months, I would say, and have been championing this project to see it come to fruition. And the thing I want to get back to is greenlighting and not waiting for someone to do it for you. But it's permission to give yourself permission to say, let me figure this out, and then use the resources and relationships and the business knowledge that I already have and the talent that I have to make this happen. Now, certainly this is not, it costs money to do this. This is not without money. We're doing a SAG contract that allows us to work within the confines of this budget. It's a web series. We're not doing an episodic TV show at this point in time. But what this is a platform that we're being creative. I'm getting an opportunity to direct, which I have directed before, but it's a slow time. So, not a lot of directing jobs are coming around town here, although I did just pitch something, but that's great. And then Cheryl is creating that path for her to be on camera. And what she actually did is now she's creating her path to be a show creator. She's a show creator. And she's writing. She's written every episode. No one else has contributed to that. That could change in the future. But I think the idea of not waiting for somebody else to say, yes, you can, and giving yourself permission to say, yes, you can. So crowdfunding is one part of the bigger picture equation. Crowdfunding is a tool. It's an amazing tool. And it's a platform that not only gives you funds, but also gives you a platform. And Kickstarter is a great platform. Shout out to Kickstarter. But it's a platform to generate an audience, to create and build an audience for the project, for your brand. So, and it's one part of what Cheryl's been doing. And me, along with the rest of the team, there's, sponsorship, in-kind donations, private equity investment. And then you said distributor. So this project will get a distribution deal, but it will be within the confines of our SAG contract. So AVOD there are plenty of streaming platforms. But the big thing I'm excited about is that we're going to go the festival circuit. We're going to submit this and get some laurels and some wins for Cheryl. So that's really cool.
Well, and I love that both of you are powerhouse women that have a pedigree in this industry. And why not use your resources and your network, right, to create something of your own? Mm-hmm. I feel like, Cheryl, you've been doing this for so long, reading other people's lines and other people's words. It's got to be really empowering to say, like, I wrote this. This is mine.
Yeah, it really is. And what's thrilling about it is it's that once you're on a good flow with the story, the characters jump off the page and they talk to each other. And I'm just like typing, following what they're saying. When it writes itself, it's a great experience. Yeah, I love being funny.
Well, I can't wait to see it. I'm excited. So if people do want to get a piece of the action, basically, if they want to be part of the project and they want to donate, you can go to Cheryl Chase or CherylChase.com. I believe you have a link there, or you can go to her Instagram page, Real Cheryl Chase, or you can go to Schmitty's Circuit, which, Cheryl, do you want to spell it for me? SCH.
SCHMIDTI apostrophe S CIRCUIT, Schmitty's Circuit.
The Kickstarter link is there, and then I'll have it in all the information below for this episode. But I mean, right from starting with signed digital artwork and poster, going all the way to having Cheryl write a part for you, right, on the show.
Yes, a special part just for them.
These rewards are incredible. These are great rewards. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a Kickstarter that's been like, that's given so many different options, right? Like, it's great.
And you don't have to be in LA. Like, we really try to embrace the time, especially since COVID, which created this virtual world, an opportunity where people are decentralized and don't have to be where you're actually shooting during the whole development and pre-pro. So these rewards are giving our supporters of the project an opportunity to participate in the pre-production and development phase, as well as the production of the project, without having to be there. Certainly there are great rewards to be in person, but we have a digital virtual event for the table read. We have a digital virtual event to participate in a pre-production meeting with the talent and the crew. We have an opportunity for, these are people who are curious about, well, what does it take? What is involved? Well, a table read is a rehearsal. It's the first time Cheryl will hear all the talent, listening to her words come to life. As a producer and a director, it's also an opportunity for crew to come to that meeting. And it's the first production meeting before you start principal photography. And it's for the crew to hear for the first time the entire words being read. So it's a critical part of what happens in production and in filming, whether it's, network, studio, or independent. I do it all the time, and it's a tool that's great. So that's an example of making a donation and not having to be in LA, but getting the opportunity to experience that virtually. And there's a lot of really great rewards like that. I don't know, Cheryl, what's a favorite one that you have?
I like the dinner with the contributor and with all of us guys getting together and having and going to the red carpet event for the premiere. That's especially fun.
Those are going to be amazing. So, Cheryl, are you going to be able to sort of change hats as writer and creator and actress do you feel like you can easily switch? It's not going to be an issue?
As soon as I hand in all my scripts to Maria on the March 28th, now I can go into actress mode and start my coaching and just diving into the psyche of Carol Culpepper and the other characters. So yeah, I have to change hats real soon.
So, and are you guys staying in LA, Maria? Are you guys filming in LA? Okay.
Yeah. Yes. All the actors are based here. I'm fortunate that I'm bi-coastal. So my semesters, I teach at 2 universities on the East Coast, and both the semesters end. My son is a student here, and his semester ends. So I'm coming into town, and we're shooting this at that time here, local LA. And it's really good that we're doing it here. Cheryl, I don't know how you feel about this one, but people are trying to figure out what to do next. Stay, go, live. And a lot of people are pivoting their core skills in different type of a role or different industry, but still trying to hang on to whatever work is available to them here. So I do believe that this project is feeding the local community here, and we're giving back. So that mandate of emerging, opportunity, inclusivity, and then being right here in our home, LA.
Well, and I love that because, like you just said, Maria, so many people don't know what to do. Are we staying? Are we going? What is happening in this industry? There's not a lot of work right now, supposedly, from what I'm reading on the internet. So, Cheryl, was it important for you to sort of stay local and keep it local?
Well, my aspirations of shooting in France kind of it tugged on my heartstrings, but I think, you have to stay grounded and stay at home and give opportunities for those struggling people that have been out of work for years sometimes. So I'm glad to be able to bring everyone together in our little Los Angeles community.
Do both of you feel like in this world of AI, will there be voiceover jobs in the future? Will there be acting jobs in the future? Like, where are we really going? I truly believe yes. I really do. My daughter is 13. She wants to be a voiceover actress. And I like, at first I was scared because I'm like, well, will you have a future in this business? But I really, in my gut, I truly do feel like we are still going to need human beings to do this work. What do you both feel about that situation?
So this is something that comes up even in education, at the college level for film and TV and communication. And so like we talked about, what is the state of the industry? What's going on? It's decentralized. So you have to pivot, right? You have to figure out how to pivot and how to create your own thing. And I believe with AI, really embracing it as a tool that enhances and raises the bar. So it's an innovative piece of technology that has its place, and is definitely just like the streaming modality of the way audience consumes content shifted and has changed everything, and there's readjustment going on. AI is a tool. I use it currently. It does not replace human beings. It enhances.
And Cheryl, what are your thoughts?
Well, I love AI. I don't use it for writing creatively because it sucks. But I have all these ideas, and I spew out all of my Schmitty circuit ideas and ways I want to go, and it kind of structurally gives me, it spits out a clear picture of what I have been working on, and it's amazing. And I find when I treat it like a human, it treats me back like a human. It says, Cheryl, this is comedic gold. I'm so happy to be working with you. It really makes me laugh. But
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, ChatGPT is my hype man.
Yeah.
I was feeling down the other day, and I was like, literally, I just told him, I'm feeling down. These are all the things. And it was just like, first, take a deep breath. It was like, you got this. It was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. What about in the realm of voiceovers, right? It's replicating voices. Does that scare you at all?
I can't let it get. Well, if they want to replicate Angelica's voice, they better damn well give me a good penny for it. So, I mean, hey, replicate away. Not really, not yet though, not yet. Maybe when I'm too old. they can do it. But yeah, I mean, what's his name? James Earl Jones, his estate. Um, they somehow it was paid multi-millions of dollars to use his voice in Star Wars. So I don't know all the ins and outs of how that's all done, but
Well, I
but
think part of like the SAG contracts changed a little bit, right? Because if you want to join a project, they're flat out asking actors and actresses, like, will you allow us to use your voice in AI? And you can say no.
yeah,
I mean, no one's forcing you to say yes, but I also understand that may mean that production company may not give you that job.
yeah,
Right. So that's
right.
sort of like this weird space that everybody is in right now where they're like, wait, if I
Yes.
don't say yes, I don't get the job.
So this is an example of clearly what has changed as well. So the contract for performers as it relates to streaming is very different than what it used to be. And that's what, Fran Drescher led in her change in advocacy in terms of the whole strike, was getting the streaming services to pay fairer wages for sustainability. Most talent was earning their living through residuals. So, I have 3 professional actor children. I have 2 professional actor niece, nephew, and varying levels of professional work like commercials, union, non-union, streaming movies, movie of the week, network, and it's very different the way the passive income for sustainability. I mean, Cheryl could probably speak to this as well because she's probably, I would assume you saw it change as Nickelodeon, allowed the content to be available on different platforms and then what that residual looks like. But that's what's changed. So the streaming allows you to not get paid in the same way. So I think AI is just a way for you to protect your IP, which is your voice. But anyway, it's just really hard to control, and that's the other thing. So it's very interesting, but it's not going to replace voiceover talent. Yeah.
So, what advice do you have? I mean, because you have a production company. I mean, you have built this, and you've been in this industry for years.
And not a lot. This is the advice that I would give, especially because I was reintroduced to this literary genius and sales genius and entrepreneur genius and human being genius through a Producing 2 class. It's a required text. And it's not just a required text for this particular school. It's a text that's used for years in many universities in entrepreneurship. And so this is the first piece of advice, and it is to read the book, Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's number 1, because the things that you get from the principles of the Dale Carnegie book that's been in publication for over 60 years now, but those principles are principles that apply to this industry, but also apply to human beings as a way to connect and maintain relationships in any business. It doesn't need to be the entertainment business. It doesn't mean it's not just for the actor. It's not just for the voiceover actor. It's not just for the writer, the producer. It's the way you need to conduct yourself. And in a world where we're trying to be inclusive and kind, smiling is one of the principles, and it's like a basic common sense thing. So that's that's advice number 1. The second thing that I'll say is, and I have a hard time finding the balance for this, which is if you're an artist, work on your art, right? You can watch videos for the masters of actors and they talk and they give master classes, but everybody says the same thing. The writers, same thing. Work on the art. If you're working on your art while doing the principles of smiling, being kind, networking, showing genuine interest in the other person, then the work comes to you. I'll say you and I have a lot in common. I have 3 actor children. So, we can talk offline, or if you want to talk about raising an artist and what that means. But the big thing that I'm trying to do is, this is a business. This is called show business. And so Dale Carnegie, do the art. And then the other thing is patience, right? My producing classes, I always say 4 P's. The producer is professional, patient, and persistent.
Well, the persistence, like consistency is key with anything. And so what I explained to my daughter was that the audition is the job, right? Like flip that mindset, because I think she was, she wanted to be on set. I totally get that. We all want to be on set. But until you get the job, the audition is the job. So enjoy auditioning, have fun with that process, really get to know what that's like, meet other people, network while you're doing it. Don't think of it as, oh, I'm being rejected. Just think of it as the audition is the job.
Well, I got rejected. I got rejected today. I've gotten rejected. I can't tell you the number of times I've gotten rejected. Yes is good, but you're right. It's a mindset, because you have to be able to understand that you're going to get more no's than ever. And even the people that are successful that you admire, when you really find that podcast that they interview or talk about, they talk about the number of rejections that they experienced, even though it looks fortunate for where they are at that moment. But it's the process and mindset of the job is the job, and the job is the process. And when you embrace your art and accept the process as part of the art, it's not just the end goal, which you're mentioning being on set.
But also, like you said, like rejection is so important. Getting those no's and getting used to those no's. And just, okay, great. It wasn't the opportunity for me. And that's okay too. I think for so long, I was so scared to try anything or put myself out there or like pitch somebody, because it was like, well, what if they say no? It's like, well,
who cares?
Who cares? Cheryl, my last question for you really is like, what is the future? So what else can be under the Cheryl Chase umbrella? Right? You've created this. We've come so far. Have you started thinking about other things? Because I know like one project sort of leads to another. Is there more under the Cheryl Chase umbrella? What can we look forward to?
Grubby babies.
Well, besides me having a children's picture book coming out later this year, Chirpy Burpy, I have another short film that I'm going to start writing from my heyday in the Rugrats days when I lived on Sunset Plaza Drive. I'm gonna be writing about that. So stay tuned.
Well, and that's the thing. Like both of you have been in that industry like since heyday, right? Like literally you've seen it change so much. And I think it's fascinating that like you've held steadfast to your goals and to your dreams, but you created a space for yourself. And I love that you guys both, you ladies both, are really pivoting within the industry, still taking your expertise and sharing it with other people. I think that's the best part about both of you. Neither of you are scared to say, yeah, let me help you with that. Right? Maria just said, let's take this conversation offline. I'll tell you all the things. Cheryl, I know how like passionate you are about what you do in acting and helping other actors coming up in the game. So I'm just so appreciative, number one, for you guys taking the time, but number two, for the community that is around you. You give back. Both of you give back so much. And I'm just really appreciative with what you're doing. So I'm hoping people who love your projects will really click that link and give. You don't have to give a lot. It doesn't take a lot to get us across that finish line for Cheryl. It really doesn't. Cheryl, do you have anything else that you want to add to everybody? I'm so excited for everybody to see this project.
Well, I just want to add that I'm so grateful for everyone that's listening who took the time out of their day to watch Maria and myself and Rachel on this podcast and share our message and our dreams and goals. And I'm just thankful that people want to follow us on our journey. And we can't wait till we make this great show to help make everybody laugh and forget their troubles.
Yeah, definitely a moment in time to just chill back and have a hearty laugh out loud for sure.
All right. Both of you ladies are amazing. Everybody click on the links. I will put all the links to all the things. It'll be very easy to find. And I'm telling you, I donated. It took me less than 60 seconds to do it. It's super easy. I felt really good that I'm promoting somebody who's given so much back in this industry. And I feel like I'm a part of the project. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, good.
I love it.
I'm so glad.
We're so
I
happy
really
to
do.
have
Oh, good. That's wonderful.
What
That's great, Rachel.
what did you say, Maria? Did you say something?
We're so happy to have you be a part of it, you know. So your donation, you'll be in the donor on the rolling credits, and I think you're doing. This is great. I love this podcast world, and to your audience and to people those listening, just check it out. And if you can't make a donation, even though a cup of coffee cost is good, anything and everything helps. Share it. Get the word out there.
Yeah, support. It's free to share. It's so easy to share the link.
Yes.
And this is I truly believe like this is the future of entertainment. It is in our hands, right? Like we don't have to beg and plead for this anymore.
No, what I want to say is this is the marketing campaign. This is how people get the word out. So I'll say it again. I don't know if I said it when we were live on IG or now on the podcast, but the platform and crowdfunding serves more than just raising funds. It serves as a platform for content creators, for brands to bring awareness of who they are. And it serves as a marketing tool, that gets people to become aware, follow, become an audience member, and engage with Cheryl. And then, I think it's more than just making a physical donation, but we want that because we have amazing ways for you to become a part. And Rachel, thanks to you for being a part. You're a part of it. So
whatever I could do to amplify, like both of you. And honestly, Cheryl, I mean, thank you for the years of joy your voice has given so many people. Like truly, I could cry right now. I mean, my daughter wants to be a voiceover actress because of you. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those situations where it's like, oh my God, what a full circle moment where I'm like, okay, she does have a future. She can do this. I don't have to necessarily try to get her greenlit for something. We can keep doing projects on our own and then incrementally work up towards where Maria is and where Cheryl is. Thank you both so much.